Audio check.
Here we got bars.
Can I ask you guys a couple of questions about the election? Will you wait here for just a second? I'm going to open and then I'll bring you in. Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, I'm Audra Morgan, Eye of the Storm here in Carlsbad with San Diego Live Data, here to ask some people on the street some questions about the election, who they are voting for, and how they feel about the way things are going. And so I have a couple here with me today, if you want to come over right here. What's your name?
Lynn.
Lynn?
Yeah.
And
Richard.
Richard. Lynn and Richard, so have you already voted?
Yes, you did.
Just today. Yeah.
Today. And are you voting for Kamala or Trump?
Kamala.
Kamala.
And do you know who your supervisor is for this district?
Yes. We're new to Carlsbad, but I can't remember the
Tara Lawson Reamer.
Yeah.
So you'll be voting
Yes.
for her.
Yeah.
What do you like about her policies and different things that have led you to vote for her?
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say some of the advertisements that we saw on TV kind of swayed us that way. I think her approach to some of the issues, and I'm trying to remember specifically what they were, but I think it had to do with some of the issues related to, what am I trying to think of now, the pollution control and things like that.
The climate action plan and things like that.
Helped. Yeah, it was very helpful.
And so you just moved to Carlsbad. Are you new to California?
Just
2 years ago,
just
yeah.
A couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
But you just moved to this area. Where were you before?
Well, we were in Oceanside. We were just on the north side of Oceanside, so not too far away, but, you know.
Yes. Now, as far as assembly, Borner, is that who you're going to be voting for as well?
Yeah.
Do you, when you're deciding who you're going to vote for, do you try and do it towards party lines as well?
Well,
Yeah.
yes, because they're in line with our values and our beliefs and where we want to see, everything going.
Now, what do you think about the open border policy as well?
I don't believe there's an open border policy. I think it's a red herring.
You do. Do you think that, are you aware of people coming across the border?
Well, of course there's people coming across the border. I think there is certainly some work that needs to be done there. If we think back to the bill that was put forward that was essentially crushed by Donald Trump, that addressed a lot of those, and it was a bipartisan bill. So it was purely a political move, and I think that would have addressed quite a number of the issues, and it was agreed upon by both parties. So that was disappointing, to say the least.
So do you think that just allowing more people to come in is something that we should be doing, that we can sustain a lot of aliens to come?
No, I think that's just a simplification of a complex
Very complex.
situation. We have to provide, it's the American way, right? Provide a sanctuary for those that are politically oppressed or in danger. Of course, they have to meet certain criteria. We know that there is a lot of, so there's a lot of issues that have to be dealt with. There's probably not enough support, in terms of people, lawyers, defending those people are trying to find a way for them. What the answer is, I don't know. I just know that bill was probably the strongest bill that's come in probably decades related to that, and it was simply crushed. So to say that it's just an open border and that we should let more people in is just oversimplification. There just has to be more structure around that.
Right. Like better organization of the allowing them in and what to do with them at that point. I know that bill that was squashed, it was going to let in so many of these aliens per day, like 2,500 or something like that. Did you agree with that part?
Well, Well, was that across all the borders in the U.S.?
Yes.
Yeah, so 2,500 a day is probably not that many, and that was a compromise. So I think that's probably a good number.
So are you looking forward to seeing what happens on Tuesday?
Yes, we're very anxious.
It's a wonder what's going to happen. But if Trump were to get in with that, I mean, that would probably be upsetting for you.
Yes,
Very much.
yes, very much. We lived through the last one, and we don't want to repeat it. We don't want to go back. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Yeah, was there anything else you'd like to add?
Go Harris Walls.
Yeah, we're formerly Minnesotans,
Yeah,
so
we
we
moved
know
here from
Tim
Minnesota.
Walz.
Oh, you do?
So yeah,
We loved him as a governor. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, well, then you're in, if they win, then you're in for a good treat, right?
we are.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a great day.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. So let's see who else we can talk to.
One more thing. We want to ask them about their local impact. So if they're going to council meetings,
Right,
and
right.
the supervisor meetings,
Right.
if they're engaged with the local government.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the? No. Okay. So let's see. I mean, but there are some people that do. So it's going to be interesting to see the different variations of people's opinions here. Let's see if I can get some of them. Can I ask you a couple of questions
For what?
about the election? Just for a minute.
You probably don't want my opinion.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's good to have all opinions. Okay. May I ask you a couple of questions about the election? No? Not Trump. Okay. Can you tell me why? Here, come over here. Just for a second.
He doesn't stand for anything but more prejudice, more racism.
So you'll be voting for Kamala Harris, right? Do you live here in Carlsbad?
No,
You don't. Where are you from?
I'm in Riverside County.
Riverside. Okay. So have you already voted?
No, you haven't.
Are you waiting for election day?
Yes.
That's great. And are you going to go in to vote, or are you going? Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. And are you looking forward to seeing how this turns out?
I'm worried about how this is going to turn out. Not so much the day of the election, but after the election.
Just depending on who gets in, correct? Yeah. So do you know who your local representatives are in Riverside?
I do not.
You don't. But you're going to vote for them at when it comes. So do you do your own research as far as who to vote for, or do you usually vote along party lines?
I used to vote along party lines, but in the past, I found that as I research, I find out more information and see what each party stands for, and so that's how I'm basing my decision.
And what are the things that you like about what Kamala and Walz have to offer to the American people?
I think that they're encompassing everyone. It's more diverse. I think it brings more unity. And I think that's more important because if you go back to 2020 and the whole chaos of how he kind of handled COVID and the stupid stuff that he used to say and still says, I'm just floored by how many people still support him.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. What was your name?
Blanca.
Thank you, Blanca. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Hello, sir. May I ask you some questions, pardon, by chance? No? Okay. May I ask you a couple of questions about, no? Okay. So this is interesting. May I ask you a couple of questions about the election? No? Okay. So you never know what you're going to get. But so far, 2 for Kamala and 1 for Trump, actually. Yeah, I don't know. I think he didn't want to talk, but he said Trump. Makes you wonder why. But people seem to think that, Trump is sowing discord and that it's not bringing unity to the American people. I know, look at this. We got a parade of Trump supporters and, kind of going in their little caravan, per se. Let's see if I can come over here and may I ask you a couple of questions?
I'm not from around here.
You're not? Okay, but that's okay. It's about the election. No? Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, have a good day. So we'll see. This is, we are in Carlsbad. May I ask you a couple of questions? No? Okay. No? Yeah. Just trying to get, a broad range of what people think since it's coming up on the time to do it. You weren't. Okay, that's okay. I don't know. It was just like a bunch of flags. There was Trump flags and different things. Right, yeah. Do you, so you're going to be voting for Kamala? Okay, yeah. That's okay, yeah. Did you already cast your vote? You did? Nice. That's good. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens on Tuesday, right? Right? It'll be probably some good time to rest anyway, right? I mean, well, have a great day. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting because I think, we also grew up where it was like, people aren't supposed to talk about who they voted for and stuff. I just remember that being a teenager, and it was like, don't talk to people about it. And I think it couldn't be more important to talk about it. And we should be transparent. It doesn't matter, just getting people's opinions on, how they feel about what's going on. And, why they want to vote for specific people, especially, are people doing their own research when they are voting for whoever it is, or are they taking somebody else's opinion, relying on opinions of others to determine who they should vote for? Because that's what I find a lot is people want direction, but I think it's also very important to make sure that we are doing our own research to make sure that what decisions we're making, they are of sound mind, and we're doing it because we believe in what the individual believes in. Let's see if may I ask you a couple of questions about, no? Okay, thanks. Well, have a good day. And who knows, because people think I'm from the left sometimes too. May I ask you a couple of questions about the election? No? Okay. Excuse me, may I ask you a couple of questions real quick? Okay, thanks. So yeah, this is an interesting place. Hello. Would you like to answer some questions? Have a good day. Who are you voting for? Did you already vote? Yes. Did you vote already? You did. Good. Who are you voting for? Are you Trump or Kamala? Trump. Okay. And do you like his policies? Is that why? Are you from Carlsbad? No. Where are you from? Illinois. Okay. Well, have a great day. Thank you. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see if we can. May I ask you a couple of questions? No? Okay. Thanks. Let's see. May I ask you a couple of questions? No? Okay. Yeah. Well, did you guys all vote already? Is that one thing? No? Okay. That's all right. Yeah, people aren't sure how to answer my questions a lot of times because they're like, I don't know what side you stand on, but it shouldn't matter. I'm not, trying to sway anybody either way, but just get their honest opinion about who they voted for, if they voted, if they know their local representatives. We've got our firemen here going off to a fire possibly. But, what kind of decisions are people making is really what I would like to know. And I think, it's something that because it is a very, and here's some more Trump caravan. Wonder who organized that. But that's interesting. This is a pretty heavily... I know. Do they count? I guess because obviously they're voting for Trump. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. But it's interesting to see how kind of nobody always wants to answer who it is they're voting for, and it's kind of sad. We should be able to stand on what we believe and if we think that this person is going to be good. I mean, these people obviously do believe in what Kamala and Waltz are basically standing for, and that's fine. I mean, people can have their own opinion. Let's see if we can get them. Can I ask you a couple of questions? No? Okay. So, yeah, sometimes I think I should maybe put on a wig and not, I don't know. It's like I don't know what they're so afraid of. I guess I'm a little terrifying, but that's okay. This is a great corner. There is a lot of foot traffic, and so let's see if some of these people coming up will answer my questions and see what they think about what's going on. Excuse me, may I ask you a couple of questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, wonderful. Come over here. What's your name?
Dawn.
Dawn. My name's Audra.
Hey, Audra.
Hey, are you from Carlsbad?
Yes.
You are. Have you already voted?
I did today.
You did today. And are you voting for Kamala or Trump?
Trump.
Trump. Yeah. And why are you voting for Trump?
I just think he'd be better with foreign policy and the economics of the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know your local representatives here? Do you know who your Board of Supervisor rep would be?
No.
So
I don't.
Tara Lawson-Remer is currently the supervisor for this district, and then she's running against Kevin Faulkner. So was that one of the votes that you did cast?
I did for Faulkner.
Yes.
Yes.
And he used to be the mayor of San Diego.
Yes.
And
I
you-
just wasn't familiar with his title, but I'm familiar with what he does.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you are getting ready to vote, do you vote, and do you try and educate yourself on the people so that you're voting because you like what they stand for? Or do you usually do it along party lines?
I'd say a bit of both. I do look at the statements that are in the pamphlet that you get for the voting, and then I don't really pay much attention to the commercials. I don't watch much TV, so and then there's hundreds of flyers in the mail that you get that are negative and positive, and I kind of don't look at those much either. I think it's mostly propaganda.
Right.
So I do a little bit of investigating as far as you can, I think, realistically.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. And so have you ever been to any of your local government meetings like a city council or the Board of Supervisors?
I'm kind of new to the area. We've been in Carlsbad only 5 years. We've been in Temecula for like almost 30, and I used to regularly go with the Temecula City Council and knew a lot of the members. Yeah. Not as involved out here because I still work in Temecula, so I'm not around here during the week.
Yeah, and they have meetings at such odd times, and the supervisors, those meetings are during the day, so a lot of people can't attend,
Yes.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Do you think that you will start to get engaged locally? Because I do think that when you are engaged in local government, that's how we can kind of shape our communities.
I think it takes some key people to everybody. I think if you're educated about it, yes. I don't have the time to do it right now because I'm, like I said, not in town Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday. But when I retire, maybe I'll do.
Right, it'll give you something to do, definitely. Now, are you looking forward to seeing what happens on Tuesday?
Yes. Yes. I'm looking forward to all of this mudslinging and negativity going away. And quite honestly, whoever wins, I hope the best for them. I hope it works out, and I hope things can get better for the country. I'm leaning towards one candidate, but if the other one wins, I'm more than happy to say, you know what, you won. Try to do a good job. Yeah.
And what do you think about what's happening on the border right now? Do you think, is that partially what would determine your vote?
Yeah, I think it's a mess. I think that, we need immigrants to come into the country. We also need to replace a lot of the workforce that's coming in because our birth rates are down. But we need to do it in a smart way. We can't just let anybody come in because, yes, criminals are slipping in. We don't want to be judgmental against everybody, but at the same time, if you are a criminal in another country and they're releasing you out of prison to come across to a free border, that doesn't sound very good to me.
Right, it can be dangerous, right?
Yes, yeah.
And so do you think if Trump wins and he shuts down the border that will solve the issue?
Solve the issue. There'll still be immigration and they still let people in. I guess the bigger issue would be what do you do with all the people that are already here?
Right.
And I don't know how this whole mass deportation would work. I just don't want it to turn ugly. I don't want our country to get into some kind of civil war or some battle over it or something. Something has to be reasonably done, but I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be.
Yeah. Well, it will be interesting to find out. I really appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Good luck out here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So that's interesting. Okay. May I ask you a couple of questions? It's about the election. I just wanted to know your opinion if you've already voted or just take a minute. No? Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Yeah. So let's see. May I ask you a couple of questions just real quick? No? Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. Maybe. May I ask you a couple of questions?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, I wish I could.
Well,
I don't know how to talk.
yeah, you
It's
do.
one of those
Oh,
things.
come on, you do. Have a good day, you guys.
Yeah,
Have
see you.
fun, yeah. Happy Saturday. So, yeah, it's interesting to get different opinions on, how people feel about what's going to happen, what Tuesday's going to look like if they have already voted, if they believe that maybe going into, the registrar to cast their vote, or if they're using their mail-in ballot, because I think that, a lot of times people don't even realize that their vote could have already been cast. And it's better to go and make sure that it hasn't so that you do make sure your vote counts. I think if, we want to do this, we need to be mindful in our decision making. Let's see if this guy would not. Can I ask you a question? Have you already voted?
No.
No, you have. Are you planning to vote?
No.
You don't. Have you ever voted?
Yeah, I used to.
You used to. Why don't you now?
I don't think there's any point. I think it's all rigged.
So you think the fraud is so bad that it's pointless for us to go in and cast our vote? If you did vote, would you vote for
Sad to
Kamala?
say that, but
It's true. Yeah. If you were to vote, would you vote for Kamala or Trump? Trump. You like his policies?
yeah.
Um,
I think he's a better candidate for the job.
And do you know who are you from Carlsbad?
Yes.
Do you know who your local officials are? Like, have you ever been to a county or a city meeting?
No.
Yeah, that's okay. Would you ever plan to if you felt like it was necessary to shape the things in your community?
Yeah.
Well, you should try it sometime. It's actually
It's Carlsbad though. It doesn't get much better than this.
right. I know, right? You're like, I can't make it better, right?
I can't complain.
Well, that's good. That's where you want to be, right? I mean, if you did feel like there was something, you would go in and try and change.
Try to get involved. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. What's your name?
Thomas.
Thomas. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Have a great Saturday.
guys.
Thank you. Excuse me. May I ask you a question? No? Okay. Yeah, it's funny. I swear, people just look at me and they're like, no, I am not going to talk to her. So I said I should put on a wig sometime and, like see if they'll answer. I should do that as a test, actually, and see, like, if they're more willing to talk to me if I look a certain way. Because again, like people have told me before that I didn't know if I wanted to answer your questions. I weren't sure where you were going with it, and so they didn't want me to. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know. I mean, either way, it's like I'm just trying to be, very neutral, which I feel like I am. So that's interesting. Let's see if we can talk to these people. May I ask you a question? May I ask you a couple of questions just for a minute?
What is it?
Just about the if you voted already. Yeah.
I did a long time ago.
You did, for this election, you already voted a long time ago?
A long time ago. I mailed it in.
You mailed it in, okay. And did you vote for Kamala or Trump?
Trump.
And why did you vote for Trump?
Well, because he did a good job when he was in the office before. I don't know about now. He's getting too old, but he was still good. Kamala, no, she didn't cover some of the questions that I like, and they just typed around it.
Right.
And but people like her because she's a woman.
That's true, yeah, kind of almost when the Hillary days were,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And so do you know who your local officials are?
I live in the Valley, San Fernando Valley,
Oh,
LA,
okay.
so it's different from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Sherman.
Okay.
He's a Democrat, and who else is out there? God, I can't remember any of them.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm.
Well, that's okay. Well, so have you ever been to any of your city council or county meetings?
None.
No.
I don't have time for
You
that.
don't have time. If you felt like there was something that was kind of pressing and important, would you go and show up?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so when you are voting, are you voting along party lines, or do you kind of
No, I just
educate
fill out
yourself?
the paperwork and mail it in.
You do.
Yeah.
But do you look into who it is you're voting for?
Yeah, like Steve Garvey, he's on it. I voted for him because I know Steve Garvey from the baseball days, and I'm old too, like him. I mean, I'm up in my years, so he's still. So I hope he wins, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I didn't vote for any of the prepositions or whatever was on there. I didn't pay much attention to that.
Which I think is smart. If you don't know, it's better not to just cast a careless vote. Right?
It's really hard to get people to vote, a certain way,
Right.
and they're. I don't know if they know all the people. You have to
Right.
know the people to vote for them.
Right.
I've seen what Trump does. I haven't seen what Kamala can do yet, and I didn't see her do anything really big during the time that she was in office. I think her boss, the other one, he was kind of cognitive.
Yeah. But Biden.
Biden,
Yeah.
yeah, he didn't do anything for me.
Isn't it interesting? It seems like he almost just disappeared, right?
He did, and she's back now doing her own thing and doing stuff. And women like her because she's a woman, and we haven't had a woman like that.
Right.
But I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see.
I know Tuesday will be interesting, right?
Yes, it will be.
Yes. Maybe we'll have to take a nap afterwards. Who knows? Because it's going to be quite crazy.
The country has got I don't know about the country. It's changing,
Yeah.
since I was a little kid. It's all different now.
Oh yeah, it continues to change. And so, what do you think about the open border policies that we have right now?
They need to close that. And I don't know what to do with the people, but there's crime that's never. You have to be careful. You need to learn how to use a gun and karate. I mean, really, or carry something with you.
That's right.
You cannot walk alone by yourself. These girls that were killed, they walked alone.
Yes. There was actually a little girl here in San Diego a 5-year-old that was raped by an illegal alien who went onto a military base. And because we're a sanctuary, they tend to hide that information. So they're kind of protecting these predators, and it's very sad to see because the victims deserve justice.
Was she killed, the little girl?
She wasn't killed, just raped.
Thank goodness. Yeah. Well, that's terrible too.
Yeah, because you got to live with that for the rest of your life, right? Do you think that if he closes the border and does a mass deportation, that would be the way out of this?
Might be the best if he gets in. Yeah. Because they keep opening it up and they haven't closed it. Biden is not fitted to be president anymore.
Right.
He's just not fitted.
Right. And at that point, it's a little bit scary to think who's running the country, right? But what was your name?
We want to know who's running the country. We want to know who's running the country.
Yeah, who is?
We don't know.
Right?
I think the other gentleman that was
Obama?
a President Obama. Yeah. He's probably running the country. Why would he come back? To give him suggestions. He I don't know. He was there 8 years.
Right.
8 years is a long time.
Right. People would probably call you a conspiracy theorist by saying that, but it's okay. You know what I mean? It's just
for Eisenhower. I remember him, and I went to the Capitol building and saw a couple of the other people, the Republican. I'm a Republican, so that's all. I've seen a Democratic that really pleased me, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will see what happens. What was your name?
Lorraine.
Lorraine. Thank you so much, Lorraine. I'm Audra. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Audra, nice talking to you too. Thank you for taking the time.
Yes, thank you for taking the time. God bless you, and have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you. So, it's been interesting. This is a good range of different people. Let's see if we can get someone else. Can I ask you a couple of questions just about the election? Like, have you voted?
Oh, actually, no, I haven't voted yet.
You haven't? Are you planning to?
I want to, but I'm a resident of Indiana, and you have to vote in person.
Right.
But we moved. We're in the middle of moving, so I can't vote.
So are you moving here or?
Oh, Oregon, I'm visiting. It's
Okay.
all over the place.
Wow, that's shoot. So do you feel like you're going to miss out on being able to make a decision like that?
Well, you know what? I believe in God's sovereignty, so whatever's going to happen, I just trust that the Lord has it in His hands. I mean, I'm hoping for one thing to happen, but.
So who would you hope for to get in as president?
I'm hoping for Trump, for sure.
Yeah. You like his policies and what he represents?
Yes.
That's good. And then do you know, I guess since you're moving, have you ever got involved locally with your city councils or board of supervisors where you're from?
No, I haven't. I'm kind of obviously in the middle of child rearing.
Yes.
But one day when things lighten up in the house, I'll probably want to be more involved.
Yeah, well, that's great. What was your name?
Davina.
I'm Audra. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for your time. Have a happy Saturday. Thank you. So that's interesting. She is in between moving, and so she's almost kind of being disenfranchised from being able to vote because she can't just vote from where she was from in Indiana. She's moving to Oregon, and that's going to be changing. So let's see if we can get somebody else. May I ask you a question? No. No? Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful day. May I ask you a question?
No, I'm all right.
Okay, thank you. May I ask you a question about the election, if you've already voted, or?
Yes.
You did? Who'd you vote for? Okay. Kamala? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, so we got another Kamala. I don't even know. Whatever, people, it's like. Anyway, so yeah. This has been interesting. So let's see if we can get a couple of more, and then we'll be moving on down into San Diego, into some different areas to get different opinions on, who these people have voted for and how they feel about the election coming up. So let's see if I can get some of these people over here. May I ask you a question about the election? If you've already voted or you did? Did you mail in your ballot?
Yes.
You did. And did you vote for Kamala or Trump?
I'm not going to say.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, yeah, thank you. So that's none of my business. See, it's unfortunate because it's sad that we can't talk about these things kind of out in the open. It's so heated that, people don't. No way. Somebody. Well, Robert got a nice pine cone thrown at him because they were upset.
I don't know. I don't even know who it was. They drove by and threw that.
Oh my gosh!
Or
Well,
it was one of the little kids who wasn't maybe on purpose, but he hit me.
interesting. Well, that's interesting. We already got some violence going on, and it's like they don't even know what we're talking about. But that's weird. I'm not necessarily surprised, but this, I wouldn't expect to see this in Carlsbad. But let's see if I can talk to the show. Excuse me. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Did you vote already?
No, but I'm going to.
You are. Are you going to go into the register, or are you going to take?
I'm going to drop my ballot off.
Okay. And are you voting for Trump or Kamala?
I'd rather not say.
Okay, that's fine. Do you know who your local representatives are?
No, I don't actually, because I am registered to vote in San Marcos.
San Marcos. Okay, but you're going to be voting in Carlsbad?
I'm going to be voting in Carlsbad.
Because this is where you live now?
Where I live now, yeah.
Have you ever been to like a board of supervisors or a city council meeting? No. If you felt like it was there was something wrong in your community, would you want to go and talk to them to see if you could change it?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Now, when you vote, are you going to vote along party lines, or do you like to do some research and see who is kind of fits your what your beliefs are?
I usually do research. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So you don't ask somebody to kind of tell you who to vote for, right?
No, I vote based off of my beliefs, and yeah.
That's good. And so are you looking forward to Tuesday? See what happens?
Yeah, it should be a wild one, but yeah.
It should be. And so do you think that depending on how it goes, it could change the trajectory of this nation?
I'd hope so. Definitely hope so.
Well, that's good. All right. Well, thank you. What was your name?
My name's Roberto.
Roberto, thank you. Have a wonderful Saturday. All right. Awesome. Sir, may I ask you a question? No? Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. So, well, I think we should wait for one more. Or should we could pack up and... Okay. So, well, I'll see if as I'm kind of closing up if we see somebody else coming, but it's been interesting to see the different variations, how many people don't want to talk about it. And I don't know if that's partially because of me and they think that if they answered it that I might try and spin it in some way, which is unfortunate. But it's always fun. And so, I'm here in Carlsbad. Just want to let you guys know that with San Diego Live Data. If you'd like to know more about what's going on in San Diego, you can go to San Diego Live. Also, email us at sandiegolivedata@gmail.com. And if you ever have any tips that you would like to share or would like us to go and cover something, you can always call our tip line, which is 619-678-1442. And that's, across the board if it's regarding the board or if it's regarding something that's going on in your community and you'd like us to cover it. Or if you just like to give tips and you can remain anonymous, you don't have to, but it's up to you. But we're always looking for more information and more things to go and cover here on San Diego Live Data. And I am Audra Morgan, Eye of the Storm. This has been really great here in Carlsbad. And we'll be coming back to you live here shortly as we go down the coast a little bit. Then we'll go inland and then on down south to see the different opinions that we can get from the people to see how they feel about, what's going on in the state of our country, who they're going to be voting for, and what changes they think may come. Yes! Did you tell them that? How did they know? Oh, it was like, they're just like, Eye of the Storm. I'm like, that's me, yes. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of bike riders here today. So anyway, it's been great being here in Carlsbad. We'll be coming back to you live shortly. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Sabbath, you guys. God bless.